Homelessness remains a pressing issue in Oklahoma's two largest cities. But as ONR's Jason Doyle reports, Oklahoma City and Tulsa are tackling the problem in unique and different ways.
Voters in Oklahoma City recently approved a slate of projects under the MAPS 4 banner. One of those projects will provide $50 million to help get people off the streets while preventing others from becoming homeless.
So that funding will be part of what our planning, but not all of it. So we'll take a very broad view and see all the organizations and the funding sources that we can include.
Prior to the MAPS vote, the city hired Amy Flowers of Analytics Insight to begin identifying key priorities going forward.
Oklahoma City is a big geographical spread out city. So is it difficult to get around to get to where services are offered?
Flowers is hosting forums like this one to listen and compile information from people who have firsthand knowledge of the problem.
I got out of prison and I didn't receive the help that I should have got from my family support, and I wound up getting in drugs, and it caused me to make the wrong choices and decisions.
Andrew says he's been sober for 6 months now, but is still struggling to find affordable housing.
I gained everything back, my Social Security and stuff. It wasn't what I should have got to where I could afford a place. It was less. So now I'm having a hard time trying to make that manage to try to get home to a homeless house.
Andrews has witnessed the effect of mental health and drug addiction issues and feels better support from service providers is needed.
But a lot of people they have mental illness because of drugs. Some of them have them before drugs. Some of them have them to try to drug abuse to try to cope with the mental health. I just think that it's better that if they just help people on the level that they are instead of judging them.
Homeless Alliance Executive Director Dan Strawn says addressing an individual's needs while getting them into a stable housing situation has worked in Oklahoma City.
As a community, we've become pretty good at that. We use the Housing First model broadly, and we have about a 90% one-year housing retention rate. So 9 out of 10 times, once we get you into housing with appropriate supportive services, you're going to stay there and be successful.
The MAPS 4 money will be used to create more affordable housing and provide increased access to mental health and domestic abuse services for those who need it.
That will go a ways towards reducing homelessness in Oklahoma City. I mean, part of the problem is lack of truly affordable housing.
That is the key issue being addressed in Oklahoma's second largest city as well. Last week, Tulsa Housing Policy Director Becky Gligo helped launch a new strategy that will guide the development of affordable housing in Tulsa for the next 4 years.
In the first year, some of the hallmark things that we'll see are the establishment of an affordable housing trust fund, which beyond our federal dollars that we've been able to allocate towards housing, we've never had a fund like that in Tulsa.
The new plan was developed with input from 3 advisory groups focused on keeping people in their current homes.
And it will allow us to have some flexibility for things like financing the development of affordable housing, landlord incentives for working with tenants who might be having trouble finding quality housing opportunities, down payment assistance. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Research shows that Tulsans allocate a larger than normal percentage of their income towards housing.
We have about a third of Tulsans are paying more than 30% of their income towards rent or towards their mortgage. And that's really what spurred part of this discussion is there's a lot of people doing really great work in the housing space. How do we all work together across the board so that Tulsans aren't burdened with the cost of their housing?
The Tulsa plan aims to increase the number of quality affordable homes and reduce the length of time a person remains homeless.
Looking at things like a reduction in Tulsans facing reoccurring homelessness, or how quickly we can get folks rehoused when they do enter the homelessness system of care. So those are some of the benchmarks you'll see.
Tulsa also is addressing different types of homelessness.
We have 260 what we call chronic homeless individuals, and those are people that we see maybe in a reoccurring state of homelessness. It might be that there are significant barriers to getting them housed long term. We have over 5,000 Tulsans that touch the homelessness system of care every year.
That doesn't mean there are 5,000 Tulsans sleeping on the streets, only that service agencies report that many people seek help each year due to unstable housing conditions. 2 cities, 2 unique approaches toward combating a problem that impacts the quality of life for all Oklahomans, regardless of their housing situation.
And it's going to guide our affordable housing development and investment over the next 4 years.
Passage of MAPS 4 was a huge win for the city broadly, and and especially for the issue of homelessness.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.
Now, according to the United States Interagency Council on Homelessness, on any given day, the state of Oklahoma has nearly 3,900 homeless people.